we're having some technical issue just now, so there's a bit delay on this session. Okay, so let's don't waste the time. Let's start it. Okay, I would like to talk about the Saito history, a very brief one. Okay, Saito has established in 1988 by Mr. Saito. Now, Saito is among the first college in Malaysia to offer diploma courses, especially in design and interior design. In 2017, Saito has been upgraded to Saito University College. And now currently we are offering 5 programs, 3 diploma and 2 degree. The diploma, we have graphic design, multimedia design, interior design. And for Bachelor of Design, we have graphic design, digital media design. All right. And then next, I would like to introduce a bit about myself. Okay, I'm Fignon T. I have 23 years experience in higher education. We are lecturer for 23 years. And I'm also an alumni from Saito. In 1996, I graduated 1996. I have about 9 years teaching in photography background. So my specialty line is graphic design background. Okay, today the topic we would like to talk about is, okay, look at the topic, right? Basic digital photography. What do you need to know? Now, actually, it's not really, we talk about the camera. Here, you look at the synopsis, right? The brief I'm talking about is using a phone. Why? Because a lot of people didn't know that the phone features having a lot of this digital, same features like a digital camera, and a lot of people, I would say, didn't know or ignore about it. Okay, so today we'll share with you guys with 9 tips, right? You can um, do the setting on some of the tips that can make your photo skill better. You can shoot like a pro. Okay, so let's get start with the first tips, right? The first thing. Now, how many of us, right, will start setting the camera setting before shoot photo? I guess mostly no, right? When you get your camera or iPhone or whatever, flagship or normal phone, you will just take and snap, right? So later on, I will explain. Right? There's a lot of this funny thing occur or appear that you all didn't know what's happening. So actually, to have a better quality of photography, you should take a look at this few setting, right? ISO setting, aperture setting, and the shutter speed setting. This 3 is a golden the rules fundamental for any photography, right? Included the phone, camera. Okay, then the file format, you can actually can check the file whether it's a file or raw. And this one also many people didn't know it. So you can see, right, the picture I'm showing. So when you go into the pro, especially nowadays, I will say that don't talk about the phone that's too old, right? The new phone now, mostly even like Poco phone is not really designed for the camera, and this is for fast performance. Not really a fantastic um what do you call it, the photography quality, but it still allowed me to set the pro setting. Try it out and test it. You can set the ISO setting, aperture setting, and shutter speed setting. All right. What is all this? I will explain it later. So you can see from the screen here, right? I'm sure some of you might not about this. So go back today, just try to press the pro setting. You will see all this, and I will explain what is this ISO. Then you can see the second is a shutter. Then you also have the F number is aperture. Okay. Now, first thing we like to talk about is ISO. Now, this picture, right? ISO is the sensitivity of the sensor. I think many of us have the same experience. When you're shooting in the ambient, a bit darker area, right? The light is not really enough. Then you snap the photo, yeah, you can see something, right? You barely see something, and you can see a lot of this kind of a sandy thing like noise. Okay, this is because your phone is set with automatic ISO setting. So your phone will try to help you, right? The camera will try to help you to increase the sensitivity, so allow you to see something. Now, if you don't want the noise, you have to reduce the ISO, and you might be get a black photo, right? Blackout. But in order to see something, you got no choice. You boost up the sensitivity and the light sensitivity, and you can see something. Now, how to solve this? Additional light. Later, they also the solution for you guys. All right. The next thing, I would like to talk about is the aperture setting. Aperture setting, originally, from camera is the lens here. Okay, so you see what is the best thing about a digital camera, especially if you say, wow, professional camera, right? Many people, how you define that? The first thing is supposed to be able to change lens, changeable lens camera. Okay, changeable lens allow you to mount with all kind of a different type of lens to cater all kind of a photo quality. So then you look at your phone here, right? Now it's not only one lens, you have two lens, three lens. Then you say, wow, I got five lens, three lens. So looks so pro, but do you know what is that lens all about? Right? Certain lens can give you the bokeh. Bokeh is the effect of a soft out, right, background. You say, wow, it's so nice. The background is so soft. It's like isolated the background and let you focus the subject in front. And it's so um artistic. Again, and how about you want to shoot a scenery that with a, let's say the Eiffel Tower at the back, and you want a tower and you, the background, you, mid-ground and a foreground to be sharp, they will be also adjusting the aperture. All right. So now, many of us like to shoot this photo, right? You see, the large aperture, actually it's a big hole. It allowed you to shoot something with a blur background. Actually, it's a depth of field, very shallow. Even the distance, the focus area for the background is very shallow, just between the flower and a few centimeter away at the back. So whatever out from the range, we blur. So it's a very rough layman term. I try to explain here. And the bottom there, you see the light, same thing, same goes, right? Maybe background is a bit messy and you don't want to be in detail and you just want to focus the light bulb in front. So you have to set the large aperture. Now here I didn't put in writing, but I just let you know the F number bigger is small hole. The F number lower, let's say F3 versus F22, F3 have a bigger hole. Now, how to remember this? I have tips always with, for my student. Just think about 1/2 and 1/4. Which one is bigger? Right? I'm very close with my friend A. I give him 1/2 of my portion of the piece of cake or apple. Share my food, and the other one, not really know him so much. I give him 1/4. So this is a way that make you easy to understand. F number, right, with the higher, bigger number is smaller hole. So smaller hole, you get this, right? Look at the right hand side, the photo, right? So commercially, the smaller hole is actually to let you shoot something infinity. Normally, it's for scenery, right? When you are visiting all these kinds of beautiful scenery with a mountain Kinabalu at the back, you want your uh, half body of the photo and the background to be clear. So mostly we'll set medium size or small size of the aperture, which is low or high number. Should be high number, right? F16 small hole, F3 big hole. So big hole is called big aperture, right, on left hand side. A small aperture on right hand side. So let's say you don't know how to do that, you can actually um, later on after the session you can try, right? You will see there's some different, right, the background. Okay. Now people asking, will be affected the focus? No, focus is totally different thing. Focus is the subject has been focused by, when you're pressing the autofocus, the lens has been adjusted, focus, and it won't be disturbed. The subject has been focused. This is only solely for background and foreground. Sharp or blur aperture. Okay, then the next thing is the fast shutter and slow shutter. Okay, you can go back here, the quick one, just see here, right? Look at the photo on the right hand side, the second, right? 1/2000 second on here. So this is the shutter speed. So another function of the camera, right, like digital camera, is you can adjust the fast shutter or slow shutter. Slow shutter is just like a door. Just now is a aperture like a tunnel, right? So the shutter is the door close and fast, whether you count in the time by second. All right. So if you have a fast shutter, it will freeze the movement. I mean, especially for the moving object. So when you deal with the shutter speed, it's always deal with something is moving. All right. For aperture just now is background or foreground. right? Whether you want to blur off the background, it's nothing to do with the moving object. All right. So you see, look at the left hand side here. You like to see the man running the legs like a blur effect, like phantom, and you like to see the light trail. So you should use the slow shutter. So it will increase the time and capture the motion blur. Fast shutter speed are used to decrease the times. So the camera, the professional one in the market now, the highest is 1/4000. So maybe later on the technology, our technology is increased and improve, it will be higher. But for phone, it's a bit different. I can see some even written there can be up to 1/15,000. I don't know how good is that, but it's still able to let you capture something like in a fast motion, fast shutter speed here, right? You want to freeze something, fast shutter, slow shutter. So you see, now this one also come to a question. You see, when you hold the camera, iPhone camera, and you just simply shoot for fun, a friend gathering, it's hi, hello, stand together, guys, say cheese. Then you see some motion blur, especially at night, right, at the restaurant. Okay, this is because we are hardly adjusting the ISO, the sound I said before, and the shutter speed. So you want to freeze, you know that this is a bit dark and your friend is moving, right, waving the hand, so you should set the shutter speed a bit higher. All right, then when come to the exposure, okay, you need to set the photo that a bit how to say that, not too dark, not too bright, right? Everything deal with light. So how to set the exposure, whether it's video or photo, right? So when you press the button, the focus button on the screen, right? After the thing a bit focused lock, right? You will see a little symbol at the side like a sunlight. Okay, that is the thing that you can scroll up and down to control uh brighter exposure or low exposure. Now AE is stand for auto exposure, and AF is autofocus. So when autofocus, that area you press when they focus, right? Then you have a exposure value. Just look at the right picture, then you can scroll up and down. But I think like Android phone, a few seconds, you don't do any action, it will back to normal default. So after you adjust higher, you can just quickly snap the photo. It will give you a brighter exposure. All right. So this is good for when you're shooting a video and also photo. So it's not that what you see, that's what you get. Okay, this is a quick a shortcut key to make your photo brighter or darker, exposure key. All right. Now another thing, right, beside the ISO I mentioned, right, there's so much noise. Why my photo so blur one, so much noise, but sometimes happen. I just don't know why. Okay, that is ISO, right? ISO higher, you get noise, and you can control it, right? The lowest is 100, then it can be go up to like 20,000, 30,000. Now another thing here, what I like to talk about, number 3 is the white balance. I'm sure many of you have the experience when you shoot, right? Sometimes blue, sometimes yellow. You just say that I don't know what's wrong with my phone. Sometimes the color is crazy. It's not crazy. So actually, this camera is trying to capture the light information, especially from the white shade that reflect, the ambient color they calculate, and then they will give you a accurate average one. So you see, this is a photo series, right? And then you look at your phone setting here, also able you to set like tungsten, fluorescent, flash, cloudy, shade, and daylight setting, right? Among all these setting, right, you are actually you can set the photo to be more bluish or yellow or neutral white. This is called a white balance, WB. All right, even video is the same thing. All right, here now. So you guys will wonder, then how do I know it's yellow and blue, right? Actually, it's always calculate in a Kelvin, K. Now, just think about now. Some of you, if you are familiar with the car light, right? Your car headlamp. You are using a tungsten headlamp, yellowish light. This is about 3000 K. Okay, this is a chart, right? We can take a look here. At the below here, this is a tungsten light, light bulb, morning even light, and mid is around 5000, pure white. Right? This is how the light temperature will calculate, right? I mean, scale, um, measure. I would say that. So the higher it is, will be purplish blue. I even have a HID light. I do not dare to use because I'm afraid the JPG will block me, so I just sell it off. And its claim is 10,000K. So what I'm using now, LED light, is 5,000K. So when you shoot a photo, right, it also will happen, right? Your photo will be a bit like this, okay, yellowish, bluish, cool white, warm white. So everything is possible because when you have a lot of lighting, mixed lighting in the envelope, your sensor is going to haywire. So you don't know blue or yellow. So this one can be corrected by setting. Now I think most of the phone you cannot choose by how many K here, like 1,000 to 10,000. But as we know, the lowest Kelvin is warmer, higher Kelvin is blue. But on the phone is or your camera setting might be different. Okay, you just compare this one. Look at the chart on the left. On top, tungsten is show you that it's blue, but the below here, the tungsten actually is yellow. Okay, what does that mean? That means I just had to make this one in your mind, set in your mind, say that. So I'm in a very yellowish ambient. Too yellow, I can't stand it. Like you are in a tungsten ambient, and come with compensate it. So you just set the tungsten. That's why it give you the blue. So a lot of people like even I myself, right, when I start to learn photography, I say why 3,000 is blue? I'm asking around. So then I know it's the reverse. All right, but just bear in your mind, lower K, like tungsten light is supposed to be yellow, but you set tungsten light, it will give you blue. It's a reverse. All right, I think most of the handphone will give you at least this kind of symbol: tungsten, fluorescent, flash, cloudy, shade. So you can do a setting by yourself, can adjust, right, to see which light temperature suit what you want. So it's not really have to depends on the auto white balance, as it's the same thing as auto ISO. So you will get a lot of noise and you get the crazy color, right? Funny color, blue and yellow. All right. So if you can set 5,000, right, in your phone here, the Pro setting, then you better set like 5,000. So you'll be getting a white color. Okay. Now moving on to the prop. It's not the camera itself already. So tripod. You see, I even have a tripod here for my webcam or whatever, right? Especially this gorilla tripod, right? It's easy to hook around anywhere, anyhow. So tripod is good for low light and to make your photo steady. Okay, now there's 8 reasons why you should get a tripod for your smartphone. Okay, one, of course, it provides stability. Second, right, better photo in low light because low light is not shaking, so you can actually do more setting. And the third one, keep the image sharp. Fourth, slow you down in a good way. Number 5, you can shoot self portrait, right, with the tripod. And 6, time lapse. 7, perfect landscape panorama. Because you see, if you're handheld, right? Okay, from left pan to right panorama, the stitching. So your hand will get tired, will be up and down. Then the joining part will be not so perfect. So sitting on the tripod, you just twist, right, to left to right. Okay, your photo will be much more stable. And make micro photography easy. You want to go very near micro, your hand might be shaking. Then when micro, it's just like a sniper. We are shooting, right, something very far. Your hand shake a bit here, but at the end of the lens, it will be shaking a lot. So this is the 8 benefit you should get your smartphone. Now I don't put it down here. You want to shoot video, it should be gimbal, right? That's it. Some will say, what is that? Oh, electronic stabilizer. Yes, it's a motor drive. It will keep your camera or phone stabilized, like always, like parallel. All right, but because we are talking about photo, so tripod is um more important. Okay, the number 5, the tips is lighting. Now as we know, right, camera is like our eye, right? Without light you can't see anything. Okay, a good photo also is determined on the lighting. Good lighting, bad lighting will result your photo whether it is ugly or beautiful, right? Some will say, oh, we can adjust, but if it's too bright or too dark, I can tell you can use the most expensive or most advanced software, you can't bring it back. You will lose the detail, especially too bright, you will losing white shirt, right? And over bright, you can't bring back, you can't ask the computer, can you create the pattern for me? Hey, you stupid computer. No, you can't do that. Right? Too dark also you can't make it brighter. So the best thing, right, if you don't have any lighting, I would suggest sunlight. Now I also taught my student how to shoot some simple food photography. If you don't have the equipment lighting, you should use the available light, natural lighting. Put at the window there with a reflector. See, you can look at the sample on the right hand side. The two, right? So it's a sunlight and with the reflector. Okay, and you can see sunlight also can give you a very a fantastic result, but you have to see the timing. Now, only the downside for the natural lighting, you don't have much time to shoot for one session. Why I say that? Okay, can I ask you if the sun is staying in the one place or not, never move? No. If you set the LED light, yes, you can set the lighting there and forever there, tomorrow come back on the same place. So that's why we say that shoot at golden hour. What does that mean? So you can see that under the lighting title, I put natural lighting, shoot at golden hour. Now, what is golden hour? Right? Golden hour is when the sun just rays, I think about 7:30 onward, then you can see the sunlight a bit warm. Then you can start shooting 7:30 or 8 morning to around 11 o'clock. Okay, why 11 to 1 you don't shoot? Because the sunlight is right on top of your head and the shadow is fall under your nose or under your chin is super harsh. So some people will like it, some people not, right? That's why in art or photography, there's nothing right or wrong, but depends what you want. If you really want it, you can shoot. But most of the time, people don't like the harsh shadow. That's why we don't shoot at this timing. This is not a golden hour for you to shoot. Then after that, continue with 2 o'clock to about 5, 6 o'clock. All right. Now, especially for those who want to shoot the neon light, the beautiful straight lighting, the neon sunlight. Okay, I did shoot that before. Last time I shoot for my part-time boss. He's doing all the signage. So he actually paid me a commission to shoot all his work that he installed, even the Porton um uh showroom or factory in Shah Alam. Then we shoot at the dawn, sunset, not completely dark, the day, it's golden color or golden purple, and you shoot the neon light, it's fantastic. So this is the available light, right? And the lighting then can help you to shoot something very nice, right? Especially you see like food, portrait, right? Later, even after this session, if time, I can show you some of the comparison, right? Studio light, modeling, photo, and some is outdoor. Okay, some of the work that I shoot. Okay, now if you don't have the money to buy flashlight, okay, another suggestion is you can buy the LED light, right? Artificial lighting. Now, artificial lighting can be anything like torchlight, flashlight, whatever that is man-made. So, but remember one thing, the tips is main light is only one. Okay, you don't want to set 2, 3 light have the same strong power. There's no 2 sun, 3 sun. You have only 1 sun light. So you set one main light, the stronger power. The rest act as a few light, should be the lower power. Few light is to eliminate off the shadow or lighten the shadow. Remember that. That's a very important tip. So we can see always there's some photographers simply shoot pop, pop, pop. 2, 3 main lighting. I don't know which one is the main, which one is artificial. I mean the second or third. It's confusing. All right. So now I recommend, for those really have a budget, right? But yet you want to shoot something good with your handphone. I also have one, but today I didn't bring. Sorry. This LED light. You can easily get at the Shopee or Lazada about the handphone size, about your mobile phone size, right? From 70 ringgit to 100 to 200 ringgit. Battery charging, I mean, it's rechargeable and give you warm or white light and it's super, super bright. It helped me a lot when I'm shooting. Even, I shoot the layer cake. I'm helping my wife to sell the Sarawak layer cake. I use LED light, simple setup. You can shoot 10 different type of kick in 1.5 hours. LED light, right? Where to get? You see the link here, Shopee, or you just go into Shopee, just search for LED light for video or camera. All right, the ring light, one thing, the ring light is okay. A lot of people say ring light, think of ring light. Ring light is too big. You have to put it very close, right? It's nice, but only the power is bit weak. So you have to buy, a bit stronger power LED light will help you to get a better lighting. All right. So artificial, but I don't think private home you will like to purchase the flashlight so much, right? Except those the photography flashlight, right? The flashlight, the big flashlight. So even that, right now, I think will make your wallet not bleeding so much because there's thanks to the China brand Godox, Godox. You can buy, but it still costs you a few hundred ringgit for the flashlight. Now, what's the difference LED and flashlight is? Flashlight is so power and it's for photography only. It's not continuous light and it's so power. It will give you the density of the light, right? The lighting, the shadow between the light and shadow is so um solid and nice. LED is a bit dim, but nowadays because LED can have a high power, so that a lot of people also try to switch to LED, and LED is good for video, right? People also use it for photography since you can have a high power LED light. All right, number 6, composition also having a lot of problem. This one, if you not really pay attention. Now look at this photo here, right? The left hand side one, a group of people happy, wide angle shoot, it's good, right? On the right one, that two girls holding a phone selfie and the couple holding a map, that is the correct size. Fill the frame. The bottom one was okay, right? Not very far, your main subject, right? Let's say you want to shoot something in front of something like very tall, you shouldn't be so small that people will say, oh, where are you? And start searching, where are you? And how your face look like because it's too tiny. All right. But one thing using the phone, right? You don't have the zoom lens. So you need to move yourself close to the object and not digital zoom. Digital zoom. A lot of people wonder what's digital zoom and optical zoom. See, your lens is so small, right? Once you on your handphone camera, this is the size your lens will capture. All right. So you drag the screen. It's just like, okay, how do I say? The image going through in this lens and produced on the screen is a producer. It's been produced. And you want to be bigger, then they just drag, zoom in the image to let you see bigger. Right? Where else this kind of lens, the optical zoom is different. The sunlight hit on the subject light reflect going into this glass, and all the glass has been treated, right? The light has been treated like sharpen and enlarge. So the light information is been enlarged, then only hit on the sensor and it recorded originally big. Understand? See, your handphone is recorded small, but at the end of the result there and enlarged to you. So that is not a right choice. So I will move in close to the subject rather than zoom. The zoom will drop your quality. And another thing, this is the very common. I'm sure many of you, when especially girls, when they see something very big, very nice, very big, very nice, very huge, right? You will see your friend like, oh, Doraemon, very tall. They will run and hug. Please take my photo. Then it will end up at the middle there. You see? Why I show you? Because let's say the background is something very tall, interesting. You see, your friend run all the way there and just want to be close to something very huge, right? Then you will see your friends will be so small just because want to please the something very contrast, right? With your human size, something like that. Okay, look at the right hand side there. right? Unless it's like you climb up and quite close, but you see the person, the whole body is only half of the statues only. So this one will be the statue is the priority and you are secondary. So do not shoot something like this, right? And no point you run all the way. The Eiffel Tower is so tall. You don't tell me I go and hug there and to be near there. Then the Eiffel Tower will be in and I'll be so small. So come forward. You need to be close to the subject that too tall to contrast with you, right? This is a mistake that always people make. Now, when you look at the photo, who is this? You should be half body able to see who is in the photo. Then what's that at the back? Eiffel Tower, right? There's no point you run close to the tall object. And the backlight, the other one, right? Backlight, also very bad. You know the light come from the back, you still want to shoot. Now, doesn't mean cannot shoot. There's a way. Later we talk about how to deal with the backlight. Okay? Backlight. But we talk about composition first. Okay, now how to improve your composition? All right. First thing, don't everything shoot at the middle. Middle, you're not shooting passport. Okay, there's not passport photo everywhere. It doesn't mean everything had to be middle. Okay, rule of thirds, one of the basic photography composition. It's very simple. You just very effective. You just try to shoot the thing a bit to the side, to the left, or to the right. You look at two vertical line. Make sure that your subject is fall on these two lines, left or right. Right? Is it only that? No. There's one more thing that I would add on. Like, see, look at the old man, right? The facing, where to face. I even last time asked my lecturer when I was studying, right? Left or right? Right? This is correct because he should be looking at the negative space, not facing outside. It will because we tend to follow the eye, right, of the subject looking at. So it should be facing the negative side. All right, rule of thirds is very simple, but still a lot of people asking the confused rule of third. Rule of thirds very simple, not middle, just a bit at the side. There's some space. You see, if I now I move to the side a bit, this is rule of third. This is not rule of third, right? I move to the right, rule of third. Okay, the second thing that also worth put into your mind is leading line, right? Leading line are any element in the photography that draw your eye attention to something very far and into it to a point. So it create the depth, right? Lead you to something interesting or the subject like very a point lah, that heading to some point that become a focus, right? Leading line doesn't mean have to be straight line. So a lot of people also misunderstand. Oh, leading line must be straight. No. Now leading line can be the fencing at the roadside, the MRT station, the escalator, or the line, right? They can find, and you try to find a nice corner like 45 degree. You can shoot the perspective. I mean the leading line nice. Or have you ever stand in front of the LRT train, the front, the head at the screen, then they shoot, right? When the train either moving forward or back, front or back, you can get the leading line. All right. This is also something okay. The third one also quite important. I always try to tell my student or anyone who learn photography, do not just stand up there like assume you have a back pain and only one position to take photo, robot eye level only. Right? Taking photo just yes, take no. Because even I shoot a portrait, not portrait, a human photo, full body, I will lower my angle, I will shoot from the waist to get the balance proportion, right? Not perspective. So now, how to improve your composition? Change your perspective. So I tell the student, you look at the thing from different angle, you will see something interesting. Let's say, for example, the table fan. You shoot the whole table fan. What is this? Table fan lah. You shoot close up to the fencing, I mean the net, right, of the fan. So people say, I see a lot of line. This is like a lines element photograph. You zoom out, fan. Zoom in, line. Right? Understand? Look at this chest. Shoot at this angle is so nice. You shoot from top with the include with the table, top and other thing, it will be very messy. Right? Shoot through the two leaf. Interesting, right? And the playground there. So you have to change your habit, Always shoot from a standing position. Always shoot for eye level. No. I always would teach my student, You have a back pain, is it? Cannot bend your body. No, right? So as my experience, I shoot a two guard in front of Istana. I don't know what angle. You know what happened? I'm wearing a vest, like the reporter vest. When I was to study in Saito, I just lie down on the floor, the grass. And the guard looked at me, hey, what's wrong with this guy? But he cannot move, right? He just eye like, hey, what the hell is this guy doing? Sorry, I just shooting wide angle only. Okay, there's a say I don't know where I got it already. I heard it many times. In order to make the photo look nice, right, you sometimes have to be look ugly. That's what I mean. So I don't need to take care about, my I might look ugly, hunching down, this and that, the position look very funny, and 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 hence I cannot get the good photo. So the advice is try to shoot from different angle, high, low, right? Not always eye level. You can look up, down, tilt up. Okay, the other thing is how you want to shoot the scenery. Nice, isn't it? Let's say you go to the Cameron Highland, right? And then the tea garden is so nice, the sky is not so nice. Then your camera tilt up a bit, right? Include 2/3 of the land, 1/3 of the sky. And if you think the sky and the sea is equally nice, take half. If you think the sky is nicer, the land not so, you take more portion of the sky, 2/3 of the sky, 1/3 of the land, right? And one thing here I remind, don't always 45 degree. I have an experience of one person show me all his photo. 50 photo, all left, right. Not left will be right, 45 degree. I say, why? Interesting. Not really, because he's shooting sea side, beach, Brunei. 45 degree, left, right. I'm like turning, staring, left, right, left, right, left, right. Can you get something straight? None of it. Okay, this is the composition. Okay, composition, people like to do the two hand like this, like L shape, right? Box up. It's very good. And one thing I also want to remind you guys is, not everything in the frame must be included. It can be cropped. If you're shooting in a raw file, right? You're shooting a scenery like the building, let's say, near to the coast, Singapore. You can crop and make it panorama. You know why? Remind me, I go and visit one of the photograph um exhibition. So I just wonder, I stand in front, panorama, crop it or what? My friend say, hey, my photographer friend say, hey, you forgot about that. Who said that must include everything in the viewfinder? Yeah, who said that? Whatever you see through the viewfinder, you must include everything. I shoot photo in the whole screen. Do I have to take everything? No, you can crop. I can crop the middle part become panorama. So be creative, right? Look thing in a different angle. You will find some surprise. You will get something very interesting, right? Don't always eye level. Okay, eye level is limited only lah. Okay. Okay, now just now when talk about your handphone, right? But how can I do it? This is digital zoom one. I don't have lens. 7 is also partly can solve your solution on the digital zoom. Digital zoom, you don't want, you can get this kind of lens, right? The small little lens. I have this kind of lens, a 10 ringgit for wide angle. It helps. Okay, you can put it, right? A zoom lens, wide angle lens, right? Still better than you zoom digitally. Means you just drag your screen and shoot. Okay, so doesn't mean your handphone cannot equip with this kind of a different the different type of lens. You just have to buy this little lens, right? Little glass lens, and you can use it. Then you have a wide angle standard telephoto, right? Rather than, you see, the focal length for 24 mm. This is default. Let's say your handphone. Then you buy a 50 mm, right? The small little lens, clip on your phone, right? Clip on. Last time a lot of people use. I also use wide angle, so I can include wider. So maybe it is not so powerful zooming, but it's still better than you do the digital zoom. So maybe left and right is equal sharpness, right? Like the focal length 50 mm, and you use your hand to zoom in that moment. The quality is dropped. So this is also a solution, right? That you can have some kind of a, optical zoom. All right. Now, and this one remind me when I'm using a film and or digital camera when millennium year, right, 2000 to 2010, that time, the cyber shot. You may shoot pop, right, the light, and it's flat light, right? Your friend look like a zombie, right? No makeup, even worse. You see, zombie. Okay, so this is called a flat lighting. Okay, but what you can do, you say, I can't do anything, the light is just attached on top of my camera. But you can diffuse it. How to diffuse? Just take a piece of paper or tissue, just wrap it and shoot. So you see what I give you all the tips right here is not like not practical, whatever. Okay, even though when I joined another company last time, okay, my boss asked me to shoot something on the stage. It's a Chinese actor, a movie like interview. So the director is seeing me running around. I'm shooting with the company camera. It's like this. I make a diffuser, something like this, but it's a tissue paper. The director of the film, right, seeing me running out, and suddenly he can't stand anymore. Hey, brother, hey, your camera having a flu. I like, huh? My camera flu? No, it's diffuser. You don't know about that? I didn't say that, but I I just smile, give him a smile. I say, oh, you were a director, but you don't know. But he's not really a director. He's more on the script writing. So, this camera, something like this, DSLR, right? The flash pop up. I put the tissue, wrap with some cellophane tape or whatever. Then good to go. So to be smart to solve your problem, right? This is always very handy tips when you're gonna shoot something, right? Using your phone, using some digital camera, and you find some this problem. Yeah, direct flash like goes lah. Yeah, backlight. Hey, why got so much of noise? Why got blue color? Why got yellow color? Right? You solve the problem. So diffuser can make with a very simple tissue paper, A4 paper, half transparent, right? Okay, now this is also a photo, right? Someone is trying to do the tracing paper, and I don't do something so crazy lah. I will just get the tissue paper, cover my light, put the cellophane tape, that's it, finish. Right? Like sometimes you can use anything to DIY your diffuser, right? The easier way is using a piece of tissue paper, a piece of thin white paper. I've been doing this trick long time ago, and some friends were impressed. Yeah, oh, I never thought about that. All right. Now, dealing with backlight also a problem. Okay, this one also another scenario. I was shooting at the butterfly farm, KL. After raining, okay, I come out from the shutter because I paid ticket already. Then I shoot the butterfly stop under the leaf. So dark. So I bring a bunch of my students there and shoot. So one student said, sir, how to solve this? I say, pop up your flash, pop, too bright. So you pop out the flash, fill in the light and become this. So I asked him to put a piece of paper, so we solve the backlight become like the left hand side one normal, because backlight is like the right hand side. This is the light coming from the back. Then we try to fill in with the flash. The flash is too strong, become vampire, ghost. Then we put the tissue and solve. Right, this is the backlight problem. Okay, you don't want to use the flash. There's so many things you can do. Okay, now dealing with backlight. Okay, one of it, you see, like shooting video, movie production, they always take the big piece of reflector, right, like silver color. Now you don't have, you can buy something from Mr. DIY, cheap one, the cast sunshade, right? Collapse it and bring, so you can have a cheap Mr. DIY reflector. Second, you have the portable flash, the flash that attach on top of this camera one, right? You can flash it, you ask your friend to hold. Then you must buy a trigger and receiver. That's a bit troublesome lah. So another one is LED light. LED light, this is off camera, it's not attached on top, right? You mount it there on the tripod, put it on top table somewhere. LED light, that's why I say it's handy and less heat. It won't be hot. as an ideal lighting for fill light. Fill light means fill in the front. It's not the main light. Main light is still the backlight. So it's an off camera, and we on and off. This is the idea. Tools for light shaping. Now I'm using a lot, even my video shooting, I'm using LED light. Okay, I think this is the 9 right tips that I share today. Hope y'all will benefit right from. Okay, now we just quickly just go through again what I've talked about. 1, camera setting, right? 2, how to adjust the exposure after it's focus. 3rd, what is white balance, right? Actually 1 is also include the ISO about the noise, right? How to deal with the noise. Now you know. Go to your camera, set Pro, and look for ISO. Make it lower. The lowest is 100, so you won't see this kind of a noise. What I mean, you can try slowly increase. If you 300 is still okay, still acceptable level, you can try. All right, then number 4 is tripod. Is a tool. It's very cheap and very handy, right? Lighting. How to use available light. Don't have the lighting, use sunlight, but you need to shoot longer time. Artificial LED light is a very good choice. Composition, right? Make sure your subject, your the what you are focusing on, what you want to show. You're showing your face, so don't make it too tiny, and don't digital zoom, simply zoom. Try to move yourself closer to the subject, right? And ask your friend, stop running to the something very big far behind. It will become very tiny. Come closer. So when come closer that time, beware of the backlight. Right? Composition, rule of third, just don't put a middle, leading line, right? The most important thing, change your perspective. See things from close, far, up, down, left, right. You will find something very interesting angle. Trust me. And then you really want to have the digital zoom to convert to a optical, go and buy this kind of a, sell separately the kind of a optical lens for your camera of the phone, right? You can get it. And how to deal with the direct flash, direct light, right? Cover with DIY diffuser, tissue paper, A4 paper, right? Then all LED light, anything that fill in, the light that secondary light is not the main light, right? We call refill, whether it's reflect, whether it's shooting. All right, that's it only. Today is my tips, right? Thanks for joining the session. Any question? Anyone have any question to find out more on this kind of tips? Right? No, I think I make it very clear. Okay, it's quite a straightforward, a very direct sharing session. Okay, before I end, so you have any inquiry on a Saito courses design, right? Okay, photography and video will be by me and other colleague, but photography is by me. So anyone that would like to find out more on the Saito courses, you can contact right the person like Casey, Miss Wong, and Nikki. So the phone number is on the screen. You can snapshot or copy down. Right. Thank you for spending your time with the this quick bite alumni series session. And until we meet again, thank you very much. See you.